If you have shopped for grow lights before, you know all the different ways that it can be overwhelming and frustrating. And at the end of the day, you just don't know what to get and you don't know what's actually going to help your plants. I have spent the last 3 years trying to figure this out. What is the best thing for succulents for grow lights? And that's what I'm going to show you in this video. First of all, it doesn't have to be labeled a grow light. It can just be a regular bulb. And when I say regular bulb, I mean an LED bulb like the one you see here, or a fluorescent bulb. It's pretty hard to find incandescent bulbs these days with all the energy saving stuff, but do not get an incandescent bulb. Fluorescent or LED. That is what you want. So that's thing number one. A lot of people get overwhelmed with grow lights because they think they have to have this really big system. And if you've seen some of my other videos, you know that I have this really beautiful walnut plant stand that my husband built for me. And we have 4-foot lights built into it. It's amazing. But what if you only have a couple plants, right? Like you don't want to go buy these like super long lights. You probably don't need that much. And where are you going to hang them? So grow lights don't have to be that complicated. And I actually have a free cheat sheet for you. So if you go to this link, you'll be able to sign up for this free cheat sheet that summarizes what I'm going to teach you right now. It's just like a really quick guide. It'll just show you the basics of what you need to know when you're buying a grow light for your succulents. Now, I also get asked a lot, what grow lights do you recommend? What grow lights do you use? I have bought a lot of different products on Amazon so that you can see what lights I'm using. You can buy those exact lights if you want, or you can at least use it as a reference. So if you go to this link below, it is an affiliate link. I will make a commission if you purchase anything from Amazon after you go to that link. But it's a really easy way for me to show you, one, what lights actually work. Like I have lights on there that I have purchased that readers or members of our Successfully Growing Succulents course have purchased, and they work. The next thing is you want to get a white light. You've probably seen the blurple lights, as one of our readers called it. I love that term for it. So it's kind of like this really terrible magenta color. And with those lights, they only have the red and blue spectrum of lights in them. They don't have green in it, which is why it gets that weird magenta color. So when you add the green light in, then you get a beautiful white light. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't really want hot pink lights all around my house, but I do have plants all around my house. So I recommend getting a daylight balanced bulb. So if you go to like Home Depot or Walmart and you look for an LED bulb, get one that says daylight and it'll have a number on it, something like 5,000 or 5,500 or 6,000 K. K stands for Kelvin. So you want 5,000 or above. The other reason why I recommend getting a white light, not only because it's much easier on your eyes than the magenta light, but it actually works better for succulents. Now, I don't have scientific evidence of this, but I do have a good chunk of anecdotal evidence. Between myself and then several members of our Successfully Growing Succulents course, we have found that the white lights work better for succulents. For the last 3 years, I have been using white lights, and previous to that, I was using the blurple lights for a year, and I was not getting good results. I had a grow tent. Those plants that I had in that grow tent with those lights turned really funky colors, and it still didn't prevent them from stretching for the most part. Other plants, the red and blue light, the blurple light, is fine because they don't need the green light. And my theory is that because succulents are more colorful, they do need that green light. And so that's why I was getting a weird color change when I was using the blurple lights. On the other hand, like I said, I've been using that walnut plant stand. I've probably only had that for about a year and a half at the time of this recording, but I've been using the same lights that are in that plant stand in other places, and it has been going so well. I'll share a link to a video where you can see some of the succulents that are growing under those grow lights so you can see what I mean. So can you use the blurple lights? Yes, you can. And a lot of people use them and a lot of people like them. Okay, so white, okay? Daylight balanced white light. The next thing you need to know is you want to get like the brightest light you can find. How do you actually know how bright the light is, right? So most people will think that a higher wattage equals a brighter light. And that is not the case. We've learned now with LEDs and fluorescent bulbs that they use a lot less wattage, less energy, and it really doesn't actually affect the brightness. It does to an extent, but like if you have a bulb that's 10 watts and a bulb that's 20 watts, the 20 watt might not be twice as bright as the 10 watt. So what you want to look for is the word lumen written somewhere on the box. Now, I will throw this out that like lumens still aren't perfect. I have had some lights that are technically the same lumen rating, but one's definitely brighter than the other. However, it is the best option that you have to determine roughly how bright your light bulb is going to be. So I currently have 4-foot lights and 2-foot lights and these bulbs, and all of them are somewhere between about 1,000 and 5,000 lumens. So there's a big span, but I probably don't need 5,000 lumens from this tiny little bulb, and they probably don't make them quite that bright either. So just look for the highest number of lumen rating that you can find and go with that. Like I mentioned, you can go to this link below to get a cheat sheet that will tell you all of this information so that you don't have to remember all the details. You can just reference the cheat sheet and it will outline all of these things for you. So there are 3 things that impact how well a succulent is going to work for you. Number 1 is how bright the light is, how close it is to your succulent, and how long the light is on. So if your succulents are under a grow light, but you find that they're still stretching, you can change any of those 3 things. So that said, that's what brings me to this lovely lamp. So my kids want to have succulents in their bedroom, which that's a different story. I might not recommend that. They're 5 and 7. It gets a little messy. So the problem is they don't have enough natural light in their rooms to keep their succulents looking good. And of course we want them to look good. So that is when we got these lamps. And you can see here they have an adjustable head, which is awesome. So that way, when my little succulent is here, I can bend it down and get it pretty close to the succulent. Now, it doesn't need to be this close. One of the reasons why you use an LED or a fluorescent bulb is because they're generally pretty cool. Now, people will say like, oh, they don't put off heat at all. They do. Their light, their energy, they do put off heat. So if your succulents are this close to the light, they're probably going to get some burn if that light's on for very long, because it will get hot. It's not going to get as hot as an incandescent bulb would, but it'll still get hot. So this way though, you can still angle the light. You can have it shine right on the succulent. I recommend having it about 12 inches away from your succulent. It's a good distance where you're not going to get damage from the heat, but you're also going to have it close enough where the light is still pretty intense. So with these, I leave the lights on for about 12 hours a day. You do want to run them during normal daylight hours. You don't want to leave your grow lights on 24/7. Succulents need a period of dark in order to grow properly. So run them about 12 hours a day. And then, like I said, if you get stretching, you can move the light closer. You can leave the light on for a longer period of time, or you can replace this bulb. You can get a brighter one. To keep your succulents on all day long and not have to remember when to turn them on or off, I highly recommend getting a timer outlet. I love these smart timers. I think I have 8 or 12 of them maybe at my house. I have so many of them. They are so convenient and they're really easy to set up. So these will be in my Amazon shop as well. Again, that is an affiliate link. I do make a commission if you purchase through it. So you can set the timer on your phone. You can tell it when to turn on, when to turn off, and then you can also manually turn it on or off with your phone or just with the switch right here. But if you are doing that, make sure that the lamp or light that you're using has a switch on and off. Otherwise, it won't work. You have to be able to leave the light on and then just have the timer turn it on and off. So grow lights can really be that simple. It can be just a desk lamp with an LED bulb that's super bright, that's daylight balanced, and placed about 12 inches above your succulent, running for 12 hours a day, and your succulents will be happy. So if you have succulents indoors and they are stretching, even though they're by a bright window, just grab a little light, get a fancy one. Jane wanted gold, so it was very pretty, and add that to your succulents, and I promise you it will make a huge difference. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, Hit subscribe, share it with all of your succulent loving friends, and I will see you next time.